So Overcomer was your first full-length release since 2016. What was it that inspired you to get back into the studio and record?
Well, it had been a minute, but see, we did Overcomer that released last August, but now we're releasing Overcomer the Deluxe.
Right.
So I went back, and after doing the studio live stuff, I was like, I was so excited about it. Mm-hmm. But when I went back and I was like, I want to do some of the songs over live. So we did some of the songs, half of the songs over, and then we added some new songs. So I was excited about the messages that came with it, because it had been a minute. We had been really working, like the last project, and by us being independent, not like a big wheel or big company. They normally do an album and they want you to do an album every year, but when you're independent, you got to work that album and get your money's worked out of it, basically. So that was the excitement for me to just talk about. And I went to a different place this time because I actually, a couple of producers asked me, well, what do you want to talk about? Because everybody called me Mom. Like Mom, Man. Mm-hmm. So what do you want to talk about? And I was like, and I went and I kind of sit and prayed. And the Lord just started giving me different things like finish work, finish the work, finish, things that we started. And just saying, final answer was like saying yes to whatever your will is for my life, saying yes to it. I can conquer whatever it is that I start. I can overcome. And the Lord is our source. So it's like all these songs helped me. It was things that I kind of went and talked to them about. So that's what makes this Overcomer record, Deluxe, just even more powerful for me. To me, it's like me standing up as a power, strong woman that I can overcome, that I can achieve these different things that I'm working on.
And you know what? I noticed that when you made the change to the Deluxe album, you actually decided to open the album with Help Me. What was the process that went into your thinking when you decided to make that decision?
I think, because what happens as well when it comes to records, people will go get halfway, mm-hmm. and not realizing that it's some good meat, good music at the bottom. Right. It's like you get to number 6, number 7, and you go back to the top.
Yes.
So we did a flip to just let people know what was at the bottom is just as good as what was at the top.
Right.
So that was kind of our aim, the reason, David. And just, we try to give it a nice flow of the songs making sense and so it kind of go with your day to day.
What was your favorite track to record off the album? You had to pick one.
Just one?
Just one.
Come on, babe. I think my favorite would be right now is He Did It For Me.
Okay. Tell me why.
He did it for me because it really comes from a place in my heart of things where it got to me, like why is things happening for me? Why is her songs being chosen? Why is she getting these roles? Why? A lot of whys. And it brought me into tears, but it also made me think back of how I made it through is because of him, that he's done it for me. The gifts that I have, and I sit and wrote on that second verse, the gifts that I have are not easy, but I did accept the call. It's like I'm saying yes to his will. I just want to be used. I just want to be a help to someone. And if God has no respect to person, if he did it for me, he can do it for you. So that's the goal of letting people know that it's just not me that things can be happening for. They can happen for you too.
Right. And to kind of bring you back to what we were talking about earlier, like I said, I'm 18 years old, but it's been 17 years since your very first album, Gotta Keep Moving. And
I haven't even thought of it like, look at me, thought of it like that. Thought of it like that. Oh my God.
17 years.
Wow.
Can you tell me how it feels to have, decades of experience under your belt in this industry? What have you learned along the way?
Ooh. Right now, you hit me right here. Oh, I got chills. Oh, I'm about to cry. Oh,
it's all right.
What I've learned along the way is to not be afraid, to speak up, and it's okay. It's okay to, for instance, cry about what, a situation. It's okay to say I need help in a situation. I've grown as an artist too, because when I first started out, I would sing with my eyes closed. I would just, because I was still with the stage presence. I didn't really know how to work an audience, as they called it.
Right.
Because I was just happy about just sharing my gift, but not really sharing me. Mm-hmm. I'm learning how to share me and talk more than I ever have, because I always haven't been a talker. And I learned a lot along the way. And to also, again, to allow people in to help me. What I don't understand, to make me become a better writer, to help me become a better artist, is to actually listen to people and take the criticism and the correction and make the changes and just keep going. It's not to everything is not to tear you down. Mm-hmm. But some things come to build you up, to make you strong, and to make you better. And that's what I've learned.
And when looking back on your extensive career, is there anything that you do differently? Anything you change?
No, I would just, again, not be afraid, and I would do it afraid, I have done it afraid, basically, I have, but I would talk more. Mm-hmm. I would say what I don't understand and what I need, what I ask for, what I need, versus me just saying, what you think instead of me saying, I know this is how I want it, this is what I need, this is what I need to happen. Mm-hmm. So those are some things that I would change.
And you know what? Growing up in a Black household, like I said earlier, your music has been a staple for years upon years. But another thing that's also been a staple in a lot of Black households are Tyler Perry movies. And I think for a lot of kids my age, we haven't made the connection that Miss Cora on the screen is Miss Tamela Mann, who's singing Take Me to the King. Would you say that acting or singing is your first love? Which one do you love more?
Singing is my first love. Mm-hmm. See, to me, acting is icing on the cake.
Yes, really.
Because I didn't, I was afraid to do that. Mm-hmm. And when I first met Tyler, and when my husband went to meet him first, when David went to meet him first, he was like, we come as a package. And my wife will sing, but she's not so much the actress. Mm-hmm. And I told him, I said, I'll sing all day for you, but acting. And he said, before it's over with, I'll have you acting. So I'm grateful that he saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. Mm-hmm. David has coached me. He's directed me. So they've really helped me become, and even with Tyler, was like, when you get out there and sing, Sam, you gotta give it up. You gotta let the people feel you at the top of the balcony, like the people feel you on the front row. So you gotta do some motions in order for them to feel you that far away. They hear you, but you gotta put your body into it. Yes, motion. So I've really learned from both of them. My husband he's been a staple for me to kind of give me guidance along the way, and Tyler's really helped me a whole lot as well. So I just thank God for the people that God has put in my life to help me to get to where I am.
And you know what? Speaking of your husband, Mr. David Mann, you guys have been working professionally for years and years. But before all of that, what was it about David that made you decide, this is the person that I want to do life with? Not just professionally, but personally as well.
Personally, we started out singing together as teenagers. We were friends. We became really good friends. We would hang out, talk on the phone, and then we would actually sometimes go hang out, go to the movies and different things like that. And we were singing together, and I just really started liking him right off the top. Really off the back, I was like, I really like this dude. But he wasn't interested in me like that yet. And, he had other friends that he was talking to. But we were singing together. We was just going. But it's like the more and more I hung out with him, more and more I talked to him. I'm like, this guy, I could be with him for the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. And it's like he didn't really have, once we did start talking, he didn't have a lot. Neither one of us had a lot. Mm-hmm. But I saw potential in him. Mm-hmm. And I thank God for allowing me to see that. And he hadn't let me down. I mean, it's like he, all the things that I had even thought about or say, I like this, I would like for this, I want this. It's like he has really made a lot of my dreams come true. And I'm just really grateful for him. And I'm just thankful that the Lord blessed me with him and me make the right decision, or who to be my partner, or my husband, or my lover, So I'm just, man, I don't know. You're making me be mushy today. No, I'm really grateful to have him as my friend and my husband, my baby daddy. I'm just my lover. I'm just happy because he is all of those things.
That's so beautiful, man. I really appreciate you opening up to me about that. But I kind of want to bring it back to the music a bit. With new gospel, people like Maverick City are really climbing the charts right now. What's your opinion on new gospel?
Well, I just say if we don't do gospel, let's just bring the good news and help as many people as we can for the kingdom of God. Because I look at, we're all on the same team.
Yes, ma'am. We're
all trying to reach and bless the same people, and there's only one heaven.
Yes, ma'am.
Only one Father. So I just want us to all make him proud.
Yes, ma'am. I love it. Who are some of your dream collaborators?
Oh my God, I did this collaboration. I never thought Kirk really helped this happen with Wycliffe.
Oh yeah,
Adams. I mean, but it was a dream for me even for that to do the quartet song that I did with Tim Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
That is like woo-hoo, because I grew up with quartet music,
yes.
Being from the South.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm just really excited about that, but just to be with the GOAT, Yolanda Adams, legendary.
Yes.
Man, it's like the sky's the limit now. Now I need to do one with Celine Dion, and then I'll be done.
You'll be happy?
I can be finished.
That's amazing. What are you listening to in your everyday life?
Here lately, I've really been listening to a lot of myself.
Really?
I listen to a lot of Zakari.
Okay.
Zakari. I listen to a lot of, here lately, he's been on my playlist heavy, is Jabari Johnson.
Yes.
So I'm really, besides country music when I'm with David, but I really listen basically mainly to gospel music. To, that's my go-to. Because for me, I feel like, not that I have to be on all the time,
mm-hmm.
but I feel like me listening, it kind of keeps me in the front of mind because I never know who I'm going to run into. Like I ran into a couple girls. I went to this one store, boutique, the other day,
mm-hmm.
that I wound up sharing with her. Went to Sam's, and this lady was her husband had just been diagnosed with cancer. She had just lost her mom a few months ago, and then her nephew. So it's like, I try to stay in the realm of that because I never know what I may need to help somebody, if you get what I'm saying.
Right.
So it helps me stay here, and not that because I play and have a good time, and I enjoy my life, but I know that ministry is a part of who I am. I know encouraging is a part of who I am. So not that I'm, like I say, always on, but I try to do the best that I can of helping others and not necessarily putting myself first. And that's kind of how I do it. That keeps me sane. It really does. It keeps me sane.
You know what, ma'am? Lastly, I just like to ask you this. If you could go back in time, have a conversation with your 18-year-old self, what is the advice that you would give?
Well, what I would give is, again, I think I just kind of hit on it, is not be fearful.
Mm-hmm.
Ask more questions.
Mm-hmm.
Be more boisterous of not knowing, saying that I don't know, I don't understand. Because a lot of times my fear kept me from asking these questions because I felt like it made me vulnerable to say that I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Which I realize now as a 56-year-old that it's okay. What can they do? I mean, if you don't know, you don't learn. Right. If you don't ask questions, you don't learn. And that's what I would tell myself.
Well, ma'am, that's all that I've got for you. I really appreciate you taking the time today. I wanted to make sure we didn't go over. Honestly, this is one of my dream interviews, so I'm just very happy that I got to do this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm so proud of you. You did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
And you keep doing it. Is this what you're going to school for?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to school to study journalism. I'm a music journalist. That's what I do.
All right. Well, you got it. You were wonderful.
Thank you.
You're very professional.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Tell your parents that I'm proud of you and I'm just meeting you.
We'll do it. I'd love to hear it. Thank you.
God bless you. Have a great day.
Yes, ma'am. You as well.
All right.